Welcome to another deep dive. Today we're going to be exploring the amazing diversity of life all around us. Biodiversity is really incredible when we stop and think about it, like all the different plants and animals, from tiny insects to giant whales, each with their own unique characteristics and role to play in the ecosystem. So, to help us navigate this vast and fascinating world, we'll be looking at how scientists group plants and animals and how different habitats shape the life within them. It's like taking a walk through a park. You see so many different things, the bright colors of a butterfly, a spider web glistening in the sunlight, a bird singing in the trees. It's easy to get lost in the beauty of it all. But each of those organisms has evolved in such specific ways to thrive in its environment. It's biodiversity in action. But with so much variety, it can be a little overwhelming to try and understand it all.
Right. That's where classification comes in. Scientists have developed ways to group plants and animals based on their shared characteristics. It's like organizing your bookshelf.
You put all the mysteries together, all the sci-fi in one place, that kind of thing. So let's start with plants, okay? One way to group them is by their stems. We've got herbs like basil with their soft green stems. Then there are shrubs like a rose bush with their multiple woody stems. And then, of course, the majestic trees like oak or mango trees with their thick woody trunks that can live for hundreds of years. But there's more to plant classification than just stems. Scientists also look at the leaves, those veins that run through the leaf. They can tell us a lot about a plant's its family tree. Some leaves have veins that branch out in a net-like pattern. It's called reticulate venation, like a maple leaf. Others, like grasses, have veins that run parallel to each other. And here's where it gets really interesting. These vein patterns are often linked to the type of root system a plant has. Plants with reticulate veins usually have a taproot system, like a carrot, one strong root that anchors it deep into the ground. On the other hand, plants with parallel veins often have fibrous roots, a network of fine roots that spread out horizontally, like a grass plant. And there's even more. The number of cotyledons or seed leaves in a seed can also give us clues about a plant's root system and leaf venation. Dicots, like beans, have two cotyledons, and they typically have taproots and reticulate veins. Monocots, like corn, have a single cotyledon, and they often have fibrous roots and parallel veins. It's amazing how all these seemingly separate features are interconnected, Now, let's switch gears and talk about the animal kingdom. Just like plants, animals can be grouped based on their shared characteristics. One obvious way is by how they move. Some animals, like cheetahs, are built for speed. Powerful legs that propel them across vast distances. Others, like sloths, are all about that slow and steady movement, perfectly adapted to life in the trees. Birds, of course, have wings, allowing them to soar through the air, and fish have streamlined bodies and fins to navigate the water. And then there are insects, with their 6 legs, often with wings, representing the most diverse group of animals on Earth. Each of these adaptations is a testament to the power of evolution, shaping organisms to fit their environments. But here's a question. Does an animal's movement affect where it lives, or does the environment shape how it moves? It's a bit of a chicken and egg situation, isn't it? Like take a fish, it's got that streamlined body, those fins, perfect for zipping through the water. But can you imagine it trying to walk on land? Not very graceful. And on the flip side, a mountain goat, so sure-footed with those hooves, wouldn't last long trying to swim in the ocean. The thing is, animals have evolved to fit their surroundings, their habitats, like a glove. A habitat's kind of like an organism's address, It provides everything it needs: food, water, shelter, a place to raise its young. And just like different neighborhoods have different vibes, different habitats have their own unique characteristics, right? Each one supports a different community of plants and animals. Think about the Sahara Desert, scorching hot, barely any rain, but things still live there. Cacti, for example, with their thick stems to store water and those spines to reduce water loss, they thrive in that harsh environment. And of course, the camel. Wide hooves for walking on sand, those humps for storing fat, and they can go forever without water. Now, picture a rainforest, totally different, right? Lush, teeming with life. You've got those giant trees creating a canopy, providing shade and shelter for all sorts of creatures. Monkeys swinging through the branches, colorful birds floating around, insects everywhere you look. It's like an explosion of life, But here's the thing, habitats are fragile. When they get damaged or destroyed, it can have a huge impact on the plants and animals that live there, like deforestation. When forests are cleared for agriculture or logging or development, it's not just the trees that suffer. Countless species lose their homes, their food sources. It's a real problem. And pollution is another big threat. When chemicals get into rivers and oceans, it can harm aquatic life, disrupt food chains. It can even affect human health. It really shows how connected everything is, and how important it is to protect these ecosystems. Speaking of protection, there are some amazing initiatives out there to conserve biodiversity in India and around the world. Like Project Tiger, which started back in '73, I think. It's been really successful in increasing the tiger population. They create protected areas, combat poaching. It's a good example of what can be done when people put their minds to it. And then there's the Cheetah Reintroduction Project. They're trying to bring cheetahs back to India. They went extinct there quite a while ago. So they're bringing in cheetahs from other countries, carefully selecting suitable habitats, and working with local communities to make sure it's a success. It's really exciting. But these projects also highlight how important we all are in protecting biodiversity. It's not just up to governments and scientists, Each of us can make a difference. Think about the choices you make, What you buy, what you eat, how you get around, they all add up. Choosing sustainable products, reducing your carbon footprint, supporting local farmers, even planting a tree in your backyard can help. But it goes beyond individual actions too. We need to raise awareness, educate others, push for policies that protect the environment. Imagine a world where we celebrate biodiversity, where we value nature not just for what it gives us, but for itself, where we live in harmony with all creatures, big and small. That's the kind of future we should be working towards. So next time you're out in nature, really take it all in. Listen to the birds, watch the butterflies, look at the patterns on a leaf. And remember, you're part of this amazing tapestry of biodiversity. It's up to us to protect it for ourselves and for generations to come. Okay, so we've talked about the amazing variety of life, the different ways we group plants and animals, and the importance of habitats. But what does it all mean for us? Why should we care about biodiversity? Well, think of it this way. Biodiversity is like the foundation of a healthy planet. It's all connected, like a giant web. Each species plays a part, And when one part of that web weakens, the whole thing can be affected. Take the food we eat, for example. It all comes from biodiversity, right?
Right.
From the crops we grow to the fish we catch. We depend on this variety of life for our survival. It's not just about food. Biodiversity gives us clean air, clean water. It helps regulate the climate. It even inspires new medicines and technologies. Losing biodiversity is like losing pieces of a puzzle. You know what I mean? The picture becomes incomplete, less vibrant. And the consequences can be serious. Think about the decline of pollinators, like bees and butterflies. They're super important for fertilizing plants, including a lot of the crops we rely on. And as they decline, because things like habitat loss and pesticides, it puts our food security at risk. It's a pretty big deal. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom, There's a growing movement to protect biodiversity, and you can be a part of it. Here are a few things to think about. First, get to know your local environment. What kind of plants and animals live around you? What are the challenges they're facing? The more you understand about your local ecosystem, the more you'll appreciate it, and the more likely you are to want to protect it. Right. Second, make conscious choices in your everyday life. Support businesses that operate sustainably, Try to reduce your consumption. Choose eco-friendly products whenever you can. Every little bit helps. And third, get involved. Volunteer with an environmental organization. Maybe participate in a citizen science project. Or even just spread the word about the importance of biodiversity. We can make a difference if we work together. The future of biodiversity, and really the future of our planet, is in our hands. Let's be good stewards of this incredible web of life. Let's appreciate it, understand its importance, and work to protect it for generations to come. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the world of biodiversity. I hope you learned something new and are feeling inspired to make a difference.